Hey everybody, today I want to talk about two highway projects going on in the state of Nebraska. The first is the Lincoln South Beltway in Lincoln, Nebraska, and the second is the Fremont Southeast Beltway in Fremont, Nebraska. Here's a zoomed out map for anyone that is unfamiliar with where Lincoln and Fremont are. Lincoln is southwest of Omaha near Interstate 80, and Fremont is northwest of Omaha along US 275 and US 30. There currently is not a lot of freeway real estate in the city of Lincoln. You have 80 along the northern fringes of Lincoln, Nebraska, with a couple major junctions with US 77 and then a very short-lived Interstate 180. And if we take a look at Fremont, Nebraska, we see just one freeway serving the area, which acts as a bypass, and the freeway actually ends just north of town. If we zoom pretty far out, we take a look at Nebraska, and there really aren't a whole lot of freeways. There's Interstate 80, which cuts across the whole state from east to west. And there's several child interstates in Omaha and then one in Lincoln, but that's really it. Take a look at the orientation of Interstate 80 and the orientation of Interstate 29. Interstate 29 is jogging northwest until it gets to Iowa from Kansas City, and then it curves back north, right into Council Bluffs, which is on the other side of the river from Omaha. Interstate 80 curves from due east to northeast from Lincoln, Nebraska into Omaha. Well, there are plenty of situations, especially with commercial traffic, where folks would like to go from north I-29 to west I-80. However, they're not going to go to Omaha to catch I-80 and go west. They're going to use the Nebraska Route 2, which is Nebraska City, Dunbar, Syracuse, Palmyra, Cheney, and ultimately Lincoln, Nebraska. As this influx of traffic travels east and west on Nebraska Route 2, it gets bypassed around Nebraska City on the south side. But as Nebraska Route 2 converges into Lincoln and approaches US 77 and ultimately Interstate 80, we see many intersections going through the south side of Lincoln. So there's just long lines of trucks here at all of these lights, and we just see so many traffic lights here. Nebraska Route 2, ultimately all the way to the connection with Homestead Expressway in US 77. With this congestion, the need for a beltway around the south side of Lincoln was born. The most recent Google Maps satellite imagery does show the progression and construction of this Lincoln South Beltway here. The majority of it is south of Saltillo Road, but it does curve northeast across Saltillo Road to meet up with the original Nebraska Route 2, just around 120th Street. We'll start from east to west, where the Beltway begins here at South 120th Street and Nebraska Route 2, where originally Nebraska Route 2 would curve to the northwest. It'll now be curving to the southwest. We'll get a new junction here with the original route, grade separated interchange here. You can see it well underway. Now I know the concrete has already been laid. The satellite imagery doesn't show that. But the Saltillo Road overpass has been open for some time now. Traffic has been passing east to west on Saltillo Road, a pretty substantial road going from east to west on the south side of Lincoln. As the road curves more to the west, just south of Saltillo Road, we get an interchange with 82nd Street, and then kind of a dog bone interchange here with South 68th Street, which has been shifted so that it actually connects here at a roundabout with Saltillo Road and 70th Street. The construction of this beltway has actually changed the way some of the surface streets have been oriented as well. As we continue west, the beltway will pass 54th Street, and then there's actually a completely new roadway here being built that is angled from Saltillo Road to join with Bennett Road. I think they're reorienting South 38th Street here, so I think this will be 38th Street, just more at an angle here to achieve this interchange with the Beltway. We'll have an overpass over rail track, dual rail track, as well as a walking trail, biking trail, Homestead Trail, Salt Creek, 25th Street, and then we approach the end of the Beltway at US 77 with a pretty grand interchange. So this interchange will be plenty more complex than the rest, with a flyover connecting to South US 77, and then split ramps to get to Saltillo Road, one ramp branching from 77 north, another ramp branching from the Beltway westbound. So it'd be a little bit of a complex interchange here, but pretty elite for Nebraska standards, it looks like. We'll also have split ramps going south to US 77, and then to get to the Beltway eastbound from Saltillo Road. So drastically different layout here at the Saltillo Road US 77 junction. It was surface intersection, and now would be grade separated with roundabouts on either side, as well as splitting ramps to get to two different destinations. So that's a look at the short but meaningful Lincoln South Beltway, which will greatly improve mobility through the south side of Lincoln, Nebraska. The second and final Nebraska highway project I want to talk about is the Fremont Southeast Beltway project, which aims at revitalizing the downtown Fremont area. Fremont is a smaller city, however, as Omaha expands westward with growth and development, it is thought that the growth will also aid in the benefit of Fremont, as they are connected by a direct link freeway, US 275. Folks crossing the Platte River on US 77 trying to connect with US 275 and vice versa have a pretty tough time doing so south of Fremont. They have to use US 30 north of downtown Fremont. There are county road diamond interchanges with US 275, the Beltway, but they are older sections of road, 2-lane, go through kind of a suburban development area, so directly accessing downtown Fremont isn't the easiest with the current interchanges we have. So the Fremont Southeast Beltway aims to bridge the gap between US 77 and US 275 south of the downtown Fremont area. If we look at commercial traffic moving north on US 77, right now they would have to go through the downtown Fremont area, but commercial traffic will be directed along this Beltway, get to the bypass route where they can reach US 30 and ultimately US 77 again north of town. Now we have the other purpose of traffic from Omaha going north on US 275 easily being able to access the South Fremont area and ultimately the downtown area. If we take a closer look at the Beltway, starting from west to east, the right-of-way of US 77 will actually directly turn into the Beltway, and the original US 77 will be altered so that it meets up here. Should be a roundabout. Will not be a grade-separated highway, but we will see more of an expressway with roundabout features. The Beltway will pass through fields and what are currently dirt roads, and pass just south of a poultry feed mill. And this is simply Nebraska being Nebraska. We get a roundabout intersection with Downing Street, connects to Hills Farm Road. Looks like the concrete and the roundabout have already been built and probably opened, at least for the Downing Street traffic. The Beltway crosses more fields, and it crosses over a railroad and old US Highway 275. On Google Maps satellite imagery, we see the bridge being built right there over the highway and the train tracks in unison. There will be a connector road. You can see that right there. The connector road will give you access to old US Highway 275. Shortly after that, we get a new diamond interchange with the US 275 bypass route, and it will connect to the old Highway 8 roadway. So that is it. That is the Lincoln South Beltway and the Fremont Southeast Beltway coming to the state of Nebraska very soon. Let me know in the comments section what you think about these roadways, and stay tuned for our next video.